Welcome back to Arise and Shine. Chef Aliya Leekong is fluent in the universal language of food. She's visited over 30 countries in the past 10 years and considers the world her culinary grad school. Welcome, Aliya. Aliya is the author of the cookbook Exotic Table. She's here to share one of her delicious recipes with us. So tell us about the kind of food that you cook.
Sure. I come from a multicultural background. I'm Indo-Pakistani and East African. My husband's family is also multicultural, Trinidadian with Chinese, and I travel a lot. So it's really about bringing all of those different cultures, very much like America, bringing those cultures home and cooking what my family wants to eat.
Oh, nice.
Which must be like everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. It is. It goes all
now,
over.
I have to say this. Who cares about Nigeria? Because we have a hot chef in the house.
That's totally true.
I have to learn to give it like she gives it.
What inspires your creation?
I think obviously my culture, but the travels have been instrumental in teaching me so much. I trained as a chef, but really it's about home cooking. And I try to go in, learn from local home cooks, and go into markets and learn what's natural to that culture and what happens there. And then I'll take an ingredient, a spice, a tradition, something I learn, and I'll bring it back home and do it the way I would do it, which is exactly what we're doing here.
That's so cool. I mean, I feel like the world is getting smaller and smaller. It's a melting pot, so you're basically a representation of that. So I'm seeing a lot of chocolate on the table.
Yes.
Shahan and I are really excited about that.
And we're also on diets, might I add.
Right, that's true, because it is the new year. But we're going to take a break from that right now, I think. So what are you making for us today?
These are called chocolate Brigadeiros. When I was in Brazil, I discovered these, and it's everywhere in Brazil, like the cupcake is here, at like kids' birthday parties, at adult parties.
Okay.
And what's nice about it is that it's small enough that you can serve at the end of a dinner party, and you just get that right amount of sweetness.
Yeah.
I hate when desserts are like bigger than your head.
That's true.
I just want a little bite of something. And so this was sort of something that, I took what they do, which is really make this milk fudge. When they make it, they use cocoa powder, but I leaned a little bit more towards a chocolate truffle.
Yeah.
So I use real chocolate in there and got like a really silky texture out of it.
Yeah. So tell us about the ingredients we have here.
Sure. So basically, I'm gonna just start making it for you here.
Okay.
It starts with condensed milk. That's sort of the basis of the milk fudge. And I mean,
you always gotta lick the last bit of that.
I know. It's really, it's silky and sweet, and it's just an awesome ingredient here.
But I agree with you on the whole not wanting a giant dessert thing. Sometimes you just want something sweet and you want it to just be small. So it's not like you're eating a whole cake or, you know what I mean?
No,
so
exactly. Exactly. Just a little bite. And, this is one of those things, I was traveling, I found it, and now every dinner party I make them for the end, or I give them for guests in little boxes to take home, and it's just something sweet to do. So leaning more towards the truffle side, I'm adding a little heavy cream as well to this. And then we just have other ingredients. We have some cocoa and espresso powder. I have a little bit of corn syrup that just lends to the texture.
So this is the final.
The dark chocolate,
right?
yes. And a little bit of salt and vanilla.
It smells like coffee.
There's a little espresso in there.
Yeah.
There is a little espresso.
I've been chugging coffee all show.
You just skipped the whole process.
Okay, sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, I just got excited about. Okay, yeah. Tell us how you make it, actually.
So, the great thing about it is you melt a little butter, you throw all of these ingredients in, and then you just cook it for 15 minutes, stirring, stirring, stirring. You want to cook low and slow, because the thing about chocolate is you can burn it, you can overheat it, you can change the texture.
Right.
And that's
Don't let water get in chocolate, right?
Oh my God,
I saw that on your website.
Yes.
Shahan, eat it.
I'm going to eat it just now.
Wait, but I brought these for you guys. Are you guys ready to get your
hands
a little dirty?
Okay.
So once it's
busy eating,
you gotta cook it, then you gotta cool it down, and this is kind of, it looks like a fudge, right?
Yeah.
So this is what
after the 15
happens.
minutes of cooking, it looks like this.
Yes, basically. And so, I use like a little scooper to scoop them out evenly, and then here you can take these, and you can roll them. And then I put some of these chocolate, this is actually chocolate
with
vermicelli. Yeah.
Oh. So we're really getting our hands dirty.
And
we're right.
the thing about it is good ingredients make a really big difference. Like good chocolate, these aren't chocolate sprinkles, they're chocolate vermicelli, which is real chocolate. Sprinkles
that is not round. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, I think that's good.
That looks beautiful. Now you just toss it in there and get the sprinkles on it. You can just kind of roll it in there.
Oh, this is kind of easy, actually.
Very easy.
Which, coming from me,
so that basically came out of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So once this was all done, stir it, let it cook up. It'll separate from the pan. Then you cool it down, and you get this sort of fudge.
Okay.
Here you go. Here's yours.
And then how
And
long?
then you can decorate it with a little chocolate espresso bean. That's what I put on top of these.
Oh.
And then it's basically ready for
That's it.
eating.
And
So wait, it has
keeps-
to get cooled, right? Because that
Well,
looks hot.
this is cooled. We're
Okay.
using a cooled one. When you make it, you cool it in the fridge for a couple hours, and then it turns into this fudge.
Oh my
And what's
gosh.
nice is they'll keep for about a month in your fridge.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's really nice, and at room temperature, it'll keep for a couple days. But I just keep them in the fridge or freeze them, and then you just pop them out when you have an event.
Yeah, I'm putting mine right there so they can get a
Yay.
nice shot of it.
Okay, well,
Note
actually.
how Priya's is not even scented, but
What?
I'm just gonna.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just gonna point
It all
that
goes-
out.
As my mother would say, it all goes down your stomach the same
Yeah.
way. So it doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as it tastes good, right?
Yes.
So tell us about your cookbook, The Exotic Table.
Yeah, Exotic Table is sort of the culmination of all my cooking from, as a child, stuff I learned from my mom and all my travels. And I cooked it, and I wrote it, and I photographed it. So it was a big project. It was my first cookbook,
like your
and it
baby.
was a total labor of. I was actually pregnant when I cooked it.
Oh,
so
wow, there you
I
go.
had 2 babies, and total labor of love. So it was
Amazing.
really exciting.
This is
And-
really good, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I told you.
Yeah.
I was telling you to eat it.
But I'm not supposed to speak with my mouth full.
Okay, so I have to ask you about what it was like being a judge on Beat Bobby Flay.
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, I get to go in and taste 2 incredible chefs' food and say who's marginally better.
Right,
I mean,
not a bad day at work,
It's
right?
a great day at work. It's not even a question. So.
Right, so that must have been an amazing experience. And
Yeah,
I know you've
super
also
fun.
been recognized by, was it Food and Wine magazine, right?
Yes. The Cookbook was recognized in their annual Best of the Best Cookbooks cookbook, and
No
it was
big deal.
top 25.
No,
It was.
no.
Yeah.
It was really exciting. It was really exciting since I had my hand in everything for this.
What's
so.
it like actually going to these countries and interacting with people to get that experience of how they cook?
I mean, it's amazing because food is always about context and it's about the stories. So you learn so many intimate details about people and their
Right.
family and where they grew up and how they grew up. And I feel like that's as special as sort of learning what the dish is that they're making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So super exciting.
Well, I'm very interested in checking out the cookbook.
Yeah, we'll
right?
check it out. But I
Yeah.
mean, Priya, the one thing that I also think that is quite interesting is your background. You said
Yeah.
Indo, Pakistani, and Tanzanian.
Yes.
In South Africa, of course, I'm of Indian descent, but we also try to use local flavors in our food. But I wouldn't say if I try to cook it here in New York, it's necessarily all that grand. So
Right.
how do you make yours taste so good?
Okay, well, first you have to try my boboti and my malva pudding, which is
Oh,
the
all
South
right.
African.
We'll take you up on that.
I wanna try malva pudding,
That's
yeah.
what I'll bring next time. for you
Okay,
guys.
cool.
Awesome.
Whether we cook it or not, it takes a long time.
So cool. Well, thank you, Aliya. These were so delicious. And
Thank
I'm
you.
pretty sure we're going to be eating this entire tray for the rest of the show. And you can find out more about Aliya and purchase her cookbook at aliyaleekong.com. We'll be right back. You're watching Arise and Shine.
This is good.